AM 1330, 101.5 FM, Willoughby, Cleveland.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation on WINT. The views and opinions presented on this program do not necessarily coincide with those of our ownership, management, or staff.
Welcome to Tech Talk 2020 with Sanjay Parker. I'm your humble tech host, Sanjay Parker, and I'm here with Mike Carswell to talk to you about all things technology related to your home, your business, and your life. We've got an exciting show for you today, and it's all about personal digital assistants.
Wow, personal digital assistants. Hey, everybody. This is Mike Carswell here on Tech Talk 2020. We're glad to be with you this evening here on WINTradio.com, 101.5 FM, and 1330 AM. We are on all those different ways you can reach us, Sanjay. Different ways you can reach us. You can hear us. You can be a part of our lives and help us all get smarter together.
We're all about multiple connection modalities.
Multiple.
Right. So, Mike,
yes.
Personal digital assistant. Now, if I just came into the show today and said, Mike, tell me about PDA, what would you say?
Well, PDA, aren't there some literal laws against public display of affection?
That is right.
I usually yell, get a room!
That's right. So, personal digital assistants. Now, Google announced in the past couple of days that they're putting Google Assistant in everything that they do. And it's really the modern equivalent of the personal digital assistant. But let's go back to the old days where this all started. Okay. One of the first personal digital assistants was something that you could buy, and it would tell you when your next appointment is.
I always thought you were going to refer to the Beverly Hillbillies, and like the first personal assistant would be Mrs. What was her name? Mrs. Drysdale, I think.
Clampett?
No.
I don't know.
It's a bad joke. It kept getting worse. But personal assistant, it's a secretary. It's someone that assists you in your daily doo-doo. You know what you do.
Yes, and this was invented by Star Trek, right? Remember the conversation with a computer that had access to all of the world's information, and you would talk to it, and it would give you all that answer?
Nice. I don't remember that.
Do all that stuff?
I was not a Star Trek fan. Star Wars, I like, but you guys know it inside and out. But Star Trek, I never watched that show.
It was the absolute epitome of a perfect conversational interface with access to the entire world's data.
Wow.
That's where we're headed. But let's talk about where we started.
Yes, sir.
So really.
Back up.
So remember something called the Palm Pilot?
Ooh, I had one of those.
Yeah, that was the first personal digital assistant. One of the first mainstream ones, anyway.
That must have been probably in the late 90s. Mid to late 90s. That I had a Palm Pilot.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Mid to late 90s.
Mid-90s, late 90s. Definitely is when it really took off. I actually had a Palm Pilot Trio, I think it was called, that had a little flip-up antenna that could connect to a wireless signal, like a broadband phone, and I could download data. It was absolutely groundbreaking at the time.
I tell you what, you were one slick business guy when you pulled your Palm Pilot out back in the
and I had the little
that.
Side holster clip.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
I rocked one of those, and then I jumped right to my BlackBerry.
That was very cool. Right. And that's what came next, the BlackBerry.
Sure.
And then came smartphones, and everything went automated. You know, somewhere in between there's other things that helped out. Like, remember the Naturally Speaking tool by Dragon, where instead of having an actual, so lawyers use this, doctors use this, it's instead of having somebody transcribe all of your text, you talk, it transcribes it into Word, and now you don't have to have a secretary.
Right, medical transcription basically done via a recording.
Medical, legal, yeah, and it was pretty good software. Yep. It was pretty powerful. But really, let's step back and even further and look at what defines a personal digital assistant or a personal assistant.
Okay. Well, let me real quick before you jump in. So back in the day when we were utilizing the different recording devices, it was simply to take our notes. It wasn't to make any decisions for us. It wasn't to guide us too much. It was basically to capture what we consider data.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So we're shifting gears now.
So today, a personal digital assistant or personal assistant, really, the assumption is everything's relatively digital, right? Or PA at this point. It has knowledge about the world.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
It has knowledge about you and your world.
Yes.
And it has knowledge about your current context.
Ooh,
okay. Like where you're at, kind of what you're doing, what you might have said to it recently.
Huh.
It's also about availability. So it's available whenever you need it, wherever you are, and its goal is to help you get things done. That is the personal assistant of today.
Not to pry into my life's business, not to make my breakfast before I get up. I mean, I'm kidding. But basically, it's a step further now, what an actual individual would do.
Yeah, it's really automating all of that administrivia, right? So,
our big word.
Yeah. So think about it. Last week we talked about bots, right? And there's different kind of bots, and bot engines are designed to help you get things done. But really, a personal assistant it could be a bot, could be some software, but it really is about getting your stuff done in your context at your time. So
a little bit connected with Rosie the robot from the Jetsons, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. The difference today may be that, Rosie was actually pretty smart. Now, she had some machine intelligence. She could go ahead and, remember that the kids' laundry wasn't done, 2 days ago, or that Elroy had a soccer match and he's got grass stains all over. And she would know how to do that. She'd know on Thursdays he has soccer matches. But you think about the little things today, even like an Amazon Go button where you can click a button and it actually connects with the world. It's a cyber-physical tool where now you click that button and it does something. It sends a signal out to Amazon, places that item in your cart, checks out based on your stored credit card data, and then sends you a tracking number of that stuff being on your way. 2 days later, if you have Amazon Prime, you have that 32-ounce container of Tide at your doorstep.
What's interesting, too, is you said a new word out there. Remember, the goal of the show is to get smarter together. I think I heard cyber-physical.
Right. And so that's the
cyber-physical?
That's the...
All right. Cyber-physical. Well, you guys paying attention out there? Kids, there will be a quiz.
Can you say it one more time?
Cyber-physical.
Is that song by Olivia Newton-John?
No, I wasn't going to go there. It was too easy.
Yeah,
so define cyber-physical for all of us numbskulls.
So it's when you connect what happens in the digital world with the actual realm of the total world. Like, here's an example. Yes. We always talk about awesome automotive innovations, and we're looking at Tesla, right? And Tesla has something called autopilot. Well, that is a personal assistant. It knows where you're going. It understands, the climate, the roads, context. It understands that, you're there sitting in the seat. It's conserving mileage based on where the closest charger is. It does all of that stuff, and it steers for you. So now, instead of just telling you where to go like a GPS, it actually connects with the physical realm of your steering wheel and takes you where you need to go.
Good example. So you could get in the car and basically say, what's this new cyber-physical assistant's name going to be? Elroy, take me to work, or Marcus, take me to work. And you just hop in the ride, and it takes you to work. Yeah. It knows where work is.
Yeah, and you know what? The names are just marketing tools right now. Sure. True personal assistant will have whatever name you want to call it.
I'll call mine Sanjay.
You can boss Sanjay around, right?
I look forward to that.
Actually, mine is configured to reply back to me as Sir Sanjay, so you can get to do whatever you want until, of course, the cyber unions come into play and we start having to, manage these guys' breaks and everything.
Gotcha.
So think about that. So also, what about watering your plants? That's cyber physical, right? You set timers based on the forecast, based on the sensors that are in the soil, telling you how much water and moisture is in there. Think about your personal little your Fitbits, right, that you wear, telling you, it doesn't do it for you, but it's telling you need to take 2,000 more steps to reach your goals. This is the interface between sensors and data about you, and also prompting you and making it more convenient for you not to not achieve your goals.
Now, the goal of all this automation is to limit my administrivia and help me do less of the little tasks that are daily and help me focus on the big things.
Yeah, so here's a scenario, too. Here's a total example of the evolutionary aspect of this. So let's say 20 years ago, I wanted to watch a movie. No, let's say 40 years ago, I wanted to watch a movie.
Got you.
And it's one of my favorite movies. I had to wait until the stations aired it. I'd have to wait in front of my TV at that certain time.
Sure.
8 p.m., prime time, turn on the TV, and I would watch that movie. 20 years ago, I would be able to go to my local Blockbuster.
Or some movie family video or some other place similar to that.
I would go rent that movie, and I would go ahead and pop it in my VCR. Now I could watch it kind of on demand. That's pretty cool.
When I want to.
But still, it required me to go to that store again.
What a task.
Yes. Then, now, let's say 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I was able to go onto Netflix and call up that movie if it was available and play it. Still a bunch of steps.
If it's available.
Right. Today, Sanjay has a personal assistant when I want to watch a movie.
Okay.
I tell my kids, Paxton or Kinsey, to go turn that on and start that movie, and they know how to fumble with all the 3 or 4 remotes and get it in. It's definitely something they enjoy.
I need one of those.
Yeah. But the personal assistant of today, I can tell my Amazon Echo remote, I can talk into it and say, for example, we were going to watch, I think, Strawberry Shortcake with my daughter the other night, and I spoke into it and said, Strawberry Shortcake. It brought up that screen with Strawberry Shortcake. I clicked enter. Done. No searching. No fuss.
So the Echo spoke to your electronic television through some connections.
The Echo spoke to my Amazon Fire, which then has access to my Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon Prime accounts.
Okay.
And it called up the available options. I could also I can script it to say, play Strawberry Shortcake. Boom, it'll go and it'll start playing it.
I'd rather eat Strawberry Shortcake, but that's just me.
Have you ever eaten Strawberry Shortcake while you're what? Forget it. So we've got, that ability to, that's the evolution from having to wait at a certain time to driving somewhere.
Right.
To clicking multiple buttons to just having that natural conversation and bossing something around without it being upset.
It's interesting still. I struggle with the whole concept of looking at something on my computer screen and imagining it being on a 55 or 60-inch screen simply because you're so accustomed. Oh, now we can search things out. We can find information about most things, but I'm still accustomed to doing it via my phone or, especially via my desktop or laptop.
Yeah.
So now the way things are going and the way streaming, how it's progressed, I can actually watch things on a big screen. And it's still something that I'm getting my arms around and my head around.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And on that last piece, too, when I say launch Strawberry Shortcake, it knows to go into my library, my available movies, or the ones I've preferred, and pulls from there. So that's the personal piece about it.
Okay, so you could kind of get exposed there. If there's certain types of movies, let's say your wife says, I don't want to catch you watching any more Three Stooges movies, which I could kind of see that happening.
Well, it's already happened. So I have a Sanjay account on Netflix where I can watch drama, documentaries, whatever I want to watch. And we have a kids account. But the default login is Sanjay. So every time I log into the Sanjay account, here's suggested for you, since you watch Strawberry Shortcake, since you watch Pokemon. So it takes me a long time to actually get to grown-up movies on Netflix.
There's a glitch.
Well, it's working as intended. It's the user is a little bit off. But yeah, so those are the kind of things you can do. And, it's also a suggestion like, hey, I'm in the mood for a sad movie. It'll know based on your history what you liked, what you viewed. It'll recommend those things.
A sad movie. Wow. Can't think of any of those I like. Who likes a sad movie out there? Raise your left hand. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, there are some movies that are sad, but I don't know if we like them. We're not supposed to like them. So.
Well, you know what?
Yes.
Real life is not always like those Hollywood happy endings. Okay, Mike?
It's not.
Usually, but not always.
It's not. Hey, well, listen, speaking of that, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back after the music plays. There you go, Sean. Start the beautiful music there. Thanks for listening here to WINT Radio 1330 AM and WINT 101.5 FM and WINTradio.com. Mike and Sanjay here. Looking forward to connecting back with you on Tech Talk 2020 after the break.
It's car season at Pat O'Brien Chevrolet. If you've been hunting for that special used car or truck, your hunt is over. Because we sell more new Chevys than any dealer in Ohio, we take in more trades. Every make and model. We got them. Come get them at Pat O'Brien Chevrolet.
Average sports fan ponders his evening.
Wow, tonight is a big night for sports on TV, but small choices in my fridge. What about Players Club at Lost Nation Sports Park? The Players Club has big energy, but small, cozy atmosphere. Big TVs, small drive. Big happy hour, small prices. Big parking lot, small hassle. Awesome burgers, big salad, lots of appetizers. Okay, that's it. I'm going tonight.
The Players Club at Lost Nation Sports Park. Yeah, it's a big deal. Small wonder.
Pat O'Brien Chevrolet thanks those who dedicate their lives to keeping us safe, defending freedom and the American way of life. Policemen, firemen, and the military, past and present, deserve our support and gratitude. At Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, we say God bless you and God bless America.
We're scaring up some fun this Halloween at the Brew Brothers in El Dorado's Prescal Downs Casino. On Monday, October 31st, join us from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for hauntingly good food and drink specials, entertainment by DJ Butch Knight, and a costume contest with $2,000 in cash prizes. Costume contest begins at 8:30 p.m. with registration starting at 7. Visit PrescalDowns.com for all the details. El Dorado's Prescal Downs Casino, I-90 exit 27 in Erie, PA. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sunday night, 9 p.m., it's the second presidential debate.
Why won't he release his tax returns? Maybe he's not as rich as he says he is. Maybe he's not as charitable as he claims to be.
Tune in live Sunday night at 9 p.m.
When she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted, as soon as she releases them, I will release my tax returns.
On Integrity Radio, WINT, 101.5 FM, 1330 AM, and WINTradio.com.
You know?
Welcome back to Tech Talk 2020 with Sanjay Parker. I am Sanjay Parker, and I'm here with my co-host Mike Carswell. Today we're talking about PDAs, PAs, personal digital, and personal assistants, and it's been quite an eye-opening show for Mike. I think he's all on board in terms of getting his own personal assistant.
I'm going to walk on that or wait on that a little bit, but I do like the fact that we're using PAs and PDAs. Everybody out there, after this show is over, you're going to know what cyber physical is, and you're also going to know what PDAs and PDAs are, because we're getting smarter together.
That's right. The true value of today's assistants are when they interface with the real world and help you out in the real world, which becomes a cyber physical connection. So I'm going to name off some personal assistants.
Yeah, how many PDAs are out there in the market right now, big fella?
Oh, my goodness. Well, there's the big four right now.
Okay.
And this is Siri, Cortana, Alexa, and now Google Assistant.
Right.
So Siri we know and love or hate from all of our iPhones, right? You know, Siri, where's the directions, or how do I get here? Siri, add this to my calendar. Siri, remind me of this.
Right.
You hold down the little home button. Cortana, not a lot of people know about as much.
I have Cortana on my desktop, or I'm sorry, my laptop, but I have not utilized Cortana. I've not even investigated it because, one you didn't mention, it may be disintegrating after your announcement here, but I will say, okay, Google, on my cell phone, and it responds and answers my questions that way.
Yep, absolutely. And with Windows 10, where Cortana comes embedded,
that's what it is.
It's pretty amazing, but it's still not that natural language interface, meaning instead of talking to your phone, you could talk into your microphone on your desktop. Most people don't have that. You're clicking and typing and doing things, so you have to stop, click on Cortana, click the button, and then do it. It's just not as natural of a workflow. So it hasn't seen that adoption, but it's a pretty powerful tool. Alexa is something that Amazon released, and they have these Amazon Echo devices that, you know, the cool thing about that is instead of having near-field microphones, meaning you have to hold something up to you to talk.
Got you.
And then talking to it, I guess I'm trying to make that sound come up on my phone, but instead of that, it has far-field listening, so I can be in my home. Like Alexa can be across the room, and I can say, "Alexa, turn on the volume," and or turn up the volume on this, or Alexa, play me this song, and Alexa, can you play a game? Things like that. In fact, we have an Alexa user in the studio right now, and her name is Kinsey, and she's my daughter, and she's going to tell everybody what she does with Alexa. Do you want to tell us about that today?
What do you do with Alexa?
First of all, how are you today, Kinsey?
Good.
Are you having a wonderful day?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about what was so unusual about school today?
My crazy hair day.
Crazy hair day?
Oh, that's every day for most of us.
And did you do some crazy hair?
Yeah.
Looks pretty wild.
Okay. So, Kinsey, Alexa, tell me about Alexa. Where's Alexa in your house? Where is it sitting?
On the counter.
It's not like a robot that runs around. It's a little, what does it look like?
It's like a little speaker.
A little speaker. Okay. What kind of questions do you ask it? You ever ask questions of Alexa?
To play some songs, and it tells us how cold, what weather it is, and how cold it is.
Okay, so you use it for weather, so you can know what's going on outside, so you know what shoes to wear. And then you also use it for songs that you like to hear. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you can do? Have you ever asked it how to prepare a chicken parmesan?
No.
Okay, because, when I come over next time, I want you to cook for me. I want you to make chicken parmesan. What do you think of that?
No.
Hey, what's your favorite game to play with Alexa? Because this thing can play games with you.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rocks, paper, scissors.
Oh, so now you got a babysitter.
Pretty much. And it can play Jeopardy, too, but it's pretty hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeopardy.
And I ask you a question, it goes, da-na-na-na, or a similar version of that song.
Okay.
But thank you,
cool.
Kinsey, for giving us all your input. You are an expert Amazon user, and we appreciate you joining us on our show today. Just send us a bill, and we'll pay you, okay? That's all the questions we have for now.
We don't have any more questions for you. Chicken parmesan, you ever had that? All right, some other question. So you're telling me that this item, this Echo thing sitting in your home, can tell you the weather. But see, I can get that with my television, right? I turn to channel 47 on, get the weather channel. But if I don't have time, I can just say, what's it like outside today? And Alexa will do that for me.
Channel 47.
I just made one up.
Oh, okay, you tune in and you wait and hope that they're talking about what you want. Here's what I want.
Now, welcome to my black and white television.
I'm putting on my shirt. Should I put on my thick socks or my thin socks? Alexa, what's the weather going to be like today? Alexa, will I need my umbrella today? Alexa, how long will it take me to get downtown today because of the traffic?
Mm-hmm.
And it does all of that research. Now, I could ask my son or my wife to go find all that information. But again, this is hey, make my life easier. Give me you have access to all the info.
Yes.
You have access to my personal info, knowing that when I say downtown, I mean one of my favorite locations that I go to work every day on. And 3, you know my context. Okay, I'm about to leave the house, and I need to know those details.
Mm-hmm. So that's Alexa, some of the skill set there. Does Siri and Cortana, do they have the same skill sets? Are we talking different items here?
Yeah, very similar, all similar in that. Just a little bit of different twist, Alexa has more integration into Amazon services, like where's my package, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or where's, tell me when I'm getting my next order or whatever you ordered. Cortana has a little bit of a Bing flavor to its results.
Yep.
Siri used to use, different search engines. Now it's got its own stuff. It's taking every query it gets from us and putting into a search database tool that allows it to serve up better responses in the future. That's the machine learning. So not only does it learn about you, it's learning about user behavior in aggregate and trying to get better and faster.
So we know about Siri. That's number one. We've experienced or know a little bit about Cortana. We have a live radio audience here telling us about Alexa. So you said Google has made an announcement in a couple of days here. They came out with something fantabulous. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, it's actually an extension of their, you said before, OK Google.
OK Google, yeah.
Uses that platform.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would say that the first personal assistant or the most mainstream personal assistant today worldwide is actually the Google search. Because today when you type in a question, it doesn't automatically return you a list of all the results first. For example, if I type in what is 10 to the 14th power, I will get the answer. Mm-hmm. If I say how tall is that celebrity Sanjay Parker, you'll get the answer, just like 6'4" or something like that. Yeah. And if it's not all good at data.
I was going to say, there's some of that data's flawed.
I kind of put that one in on my
I remember when I was 6'4".
That's awesome. And so it gives you those answers, or what's the cheapest flight from Cleveland to Boston. So it's pretty amazing how much you can get out of it. But the step forward that Google is doing now that everybody else has done is, again, the best user interface is our voice.
Okay.
And so it's moving towards that. And now they've got a device that's like the Amazon Echo. It's $50 cheaper. It's $149 list. And there's your OK Google. It'll give you all that information. It'll integrate with all of your Gmail, your Google Calendars, all of that stuff that you live on in that ecosystem, just like Siri does for the Apple ecosystem, just like Cortana and Alexa do for whatever they
So in this case,
want to
Google waited until the other technologies cooked their pie, and then they decided to make a better pie once all the pies are done.
I mean, you could say that. Some could say they got a late start. When I was at Google a few years ago, in 2008, they were focusing just on mobile. That was their main focus, mobile, moving everything mobile, doing their Python coding. At some point, they decided to switch over to this automation piece and this natural language query. They might have waited. There's something in the Silicon Valley world called minimum viable product.
Nice.
And so it's the MVP model where I'm not going to wait until my product is completely 100% done with every feature I want, 100% bug-free. I'm going to get out what I think is the minimum thing I can do that is of value to people and they will use. So that's called the MVP model, where I keep iterating it, and now it gets better and better and better. Now, the challenge that people are saying Google will have is now they're doing hardware. And you don't really get to upgrade hardware once you send it out to somebody's home, right? If the speakers are garbage, you can't send out a patch to fix that, right? There's a lot of things you can do, a lot of things you can't do. So it's going to be a challenge. So they might have had to wait longer to do hardware. Amazon was way early on that game. I mean, they really set the pace.
And Alexa's pretty cool. I've been in the presence of Alexa a few times. So what is the name of this new hot technology from Google?
Yeah, it's just it's a culmination of Google's Assistant into its technology. I think I heard Google Hello, but I didn't actually see the product name that they're releasing. They're just announcing that this is going to come out. It's going to be $149.
Okay.
It's a physical interface.
One of these days.
One of these days.
Yep.
Now, 2015 was really the tipping point for digital assistants. It's the first time where the polling showed more than 50% of people were using it using voice. It was actually 55% in 2015. The numbers this year are probably going to be 75 to 80% of people who actually interact with their digital assistants using voice. So that's a big deal. We're truly in the autonomous age where we want to do everything hands-free. We want to say it once and get it done, and we want to make our lives less complicated.
Well, I'll be one happy camper when they perfect talk to text, because there's been a few times where I've not said what that particular device has text, and I haven't gotten any trouble yet. Nothing too severe, but it's really funny sometimes. There's probably a bunch of jokes out there you guys have heard. We should probably make that a question on our Facebook page.
We should, actually, if you've seen those.
If you've texted something and it was misunderstood and was really kind of funny.
Oh, yeah, there's so many examples. I mean, there's a guy who's a colleague that I work with, and he's a very tough, masculine guy, and whenever I say hi hyphen, half the time it comes out hi honey, and if I'm driving, I don't look, I just send it out. So a couple of texts, once or twice I've apologized, I'm using my thing, and then finally I'm like, just forget it, I don't even care. So he probably thinks I call him honey all the time.
Hey, that's happened when you were texting me before, pal. I thought I was just took it in stride.
Oh no, I meant that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you
go.
There you go. Let the whole world know. That's fine. So anyway, so PDAs today, everybody out there listening, boys and girls, your PDA, your personal assistants, they're coming your way. I think we should probably let everyone out there get one for a Christmas present so they can start to utilize that.
They're going to be wherever you are, whenever you need. They're going to know about you and the world, and they're going to help you get things done.
And take care of administrivia. That's the goal here, not just to pry into your life, but to make sure the mundane and the daily somehow is taken care of in a way to free you up for the big, higher learning things. Is that it?
You got it.
That's it. Cool. Thank you, guys. Saying that's it, that's a wrap. This is a show. Tech Talk 2020. Glad you were here with Sanjay and I today, and Kinsey joined us as well. We'll look forward to hearing you. I hope you look forward to hearing us next week. Same time, same channel. Here, that is 1330 AM, WINT Radio, Integrity Radio, or 101.5 FM, Integrity Radio, and WINTradio.com.